Hi, my name is Brittany Davault. This is for SBCE 638, Section 806, taught by Dr. Diana Wilson, and I will be covering behavior change procedures. My justification for this topic and the relevance to the BACB task list. My VISI pre-exam score for this area was 64% as compared to 70 or above in most other sections. And the task items that will be covered, but it's not exhaustive, would be G1, G2, and G9, and B5. The articles I will reference. The first one, this gave a good definition of terminology that applies to behavior change procedures. I have found myself mixing up quite a few terms in the SAF-MEDS deck, and this helped put those terms into new words to help me understand them a little bit better, since some of them I don't have experience doing. A randomized clinical trial, the second one, it delved into some concrete topographies of pivotal response training versus structured ABA, something I'm very well versed in. PRT, not so much. And then behavior education in the 21st century brought those two kind of together. It seems a little bit random, but I really wanted to know the real world application, since I have very application of what's going on in like more school setting, because I have a lot of clinic experience and very little school-based experience, and that will most likely not be the case in my future career. The gradual change procedures in behavioral analysis. I did learn that I am not alone when I'm mixing up these terms. She's pointed out how some of these terms have just been overgeneralized, like fading. She also referenced the word chain, something I have struggled with the SAF-MEDS deck, specifically in the change schedule. And she just put a lot of these terms into new words to better help my understanding of them. It was more of an opinion on her syntax in ABA. However, she had some great tables in there that I'll share with you that I plucked from her article. So this is just her putting these terms into context. And it's always helpful for me to see these terms in context explained in new words. Okay, a randomized clinical trial comparison between PRT and structured ABA. This touched on two specific behavior change procedures, PRT and structured ABA. PRT participants were able to choose their learning materials. PRT used task interspersal. PRT veered more toward natural rewards, and PRT gave rewards regardless of responses being better versus structured ABA. Interventionists chose the materials that were used. Structured ABA focused on the target behaviors. Structured ABA used verbal praise, food, and toys as reinforcers, and structured ABA required better responses prior to reward. Though it wasn't the focus of why I read that article, it was interesting to note that PRT was more effective at increasing mean length of utterances. Behavioral education in the 21st century. I really have no idea what's going on. I learned about a flipped classroom where traditional, what you would think as homework tasks, are becoming how they are learning, and then classroom time is spent applying what they were learning in these videos. And the author referenced methods for increasing problem-solving skills, referred to as generativity. There's a lot of approaches. Steve Hayes' relational framework theory, Murray Sidman's stimulus equivalent paradigm. I really just learned that I need to understand what's going on in my local school system and learn about that. So my key personal takeaways: a chain schedule of reinforcement refers to two or more schedules happening and has varying parameters. A concurrent chains design has fixed parameters. Lag reinforcement has progressively varying parameters to meet criterion. PRT is client-driven, really, while structured ABA is clinician-driven. And there is still a wide variability in what's going on in classrooms, and I will need to familiarize myself heavily with approaches used in schools that I will come into contact with. Here are my references. Thank you very much.